Hey, welcome back to my channel. Here is Esther's Diaries and my name is Esther Ndweze. I'm originally from Nigeria, living currently in Germany for the last 3 years plus, and I'm here today to share with you some of the reasons why a lot of African parents do not wish to train their children in Germany or do not wish for their children to grow up in Germany. Growing up in Germany is not that bad, okay? This is just a disclaimer. There are a lot of African parents who let their children grow up here, and they're not doing necessarily bad, but a lot of other African parents choose not to do that. They rather send their children back home where they have to pay for school fees and pay for accommodation and feeding, to train their kids rather than stay here and get free education and all of the good stuff. Now the question is, why is that? Why are some parents making this kind of decisions even when they seem to live in some kind of abundance in the sense of training your child? So before I start this video, I just want to give you a background. In Germany, when you get pregnant and have a child, the government pays you for the first 1 year some kind of stipend for your child support, and that child support lasts for as long as that child still lives in Germany. I'm not sure exactly how long it lasts right now, but it actually lasts for a while, like till the child grows up. I'm not sure at what age they stop paying the parents that amount, that money. But aside from that child support, the mother also gets what we call Mutterschutz. Mutterschutz, like mother protection money. Mutterschutz for the first 1 year of having that child. Okay, good. Moving on. Before I get anywhere in this video, I just want to share with you the German word of the day. So guys, I have like very complicated words for you guys today. I don't know why I chose this word, but first I just felt like, why not? You know, just why not? So it's all going to be on the screen, guys. It's not going to be that crazy. So the first word is the word die-Erziehung. Say after me. Die-Erziehung. Yeah, die-Erziehung. Die-Erziehung is a word. See, ein word look at my life. It's a word usually used to refer to training up a child, both educationally and otherwise. Okay, so that's why people use the word Erziehung. So in Germany or in German, you do not use the word trainieren. So trainieren is a word which in English could be directly translated to training. Okay, to train. So yeah, to the verb to train. But in German you don't use that because the word trainieren is usually or only used when you're speaking about going to the gym to train, or that kind of training, but not in the psychological process of growth. Not in the psychological process and of growth of the child. God, what's my English doing? Yeah, but I'm sure you get where I'm going. So that's why people don't use that word in German. So anyway, die-Erziehung. So to close up this section, I want to add a really more complicated word, which is also connected to this, which is actually a legal word referring to the legal guardian of a child, or of a minor. And the word is die Erziehungsberechtigten.
What?
Die Erziehungsberechtigten. Die Erziehungsberechtigten. Like, I have to like close my eyes and say it properly. Like I told you in my videos about learning German, you have to learn to pronounce every single consonant, and this word is so long. I have to pronounce everything. So remember, the article, Erziehung, oh God, help me. So the article die and the word Erziehungsberechtigten is the word for the legal parents or legal guidance. So over to this video. Back, here are some reasons why. I just kind of outlined just 3 reasons why many parents do not want to train their children in Germany. And the first one is respecting the choice of the child. Now, this is kind of a law in Germany, and everybody kind of goes with it, which is every child's choices or every child's decision is respected. Now I get it. It sounds it sounds really woke. It sounds correct. Why? Yeah, the child should be respected. No child should be taken against their will and all of that. I totally get it. But guys, I'm African and we are Africans. So this is the reason why a lot of Africans don't work with it. This is because the choice of the child is even respected even as toddlers and school-age children. Children are not necessarily guided in their growth here. They're allowed to grow and become whatever they want to be, and you watch them and appreciate whatever they're doing. That's what they actually do. But an African parent would rather guide the child in the direction they would rather the child grow in. You know, there's this thing. I also believe that. I believe that's correct, because there's this thing where I remember this story I heard. So there were these two guys, and one visited the other and went to his backyard, and his backyard looked so well groomed. He had a garden, he had everything really working out right. And his friend asked him, "Oh, this is really nice. How did you get to do this?" Like, "Oh yes, I had to trim that, I had to fix that," you know, told him about it. And he showed his friend another area of the backyard that was really, nothing was happening there. It was just all bushy and stuff. I was like, "So what's gonna happen here? What do you want to do here?" He said, "No, I'm just gonna let it grow and just be whatever it's gonna be." And his friend was like, "But look at it, it's going crazy. It's like, it's not looking nice." He said, "That's exactly what we do with our kids when you just allow them to grow and become anything you want them to be." Okay, so that is actually how African parents tend to think. We believe that a child should be guided in growth in the family, the extended family, and from the community. But that belief is not necessarily shared in Germany. In Germany, just let the child grow and grow and grow and grow. I also have another example of a friend who was taking her baby to the kindergarten, and she was supposed to check out some kindergartens and then choose from one of them. And she went to this one, and the workers there, I don't know what they call them, teachers, I'm not sure what they do, what they are called in German, but the teachers there were like, "Oh, we respect the choice of the child, we can't force the child to do anything." She felt like, "Oh, that's good, that's great, it's okay." Until the day she brought her child to the kindergarten, and she was supposed to pick the child back, later in the afternoon. On picking the child up, the child had such a full nappy. Like the pampers was so full and wet and smelling, and she was like, "So why couldn't you change this? At least this child was here for hours, you could change that." And they're like, "Oh, he didn't let us touch him, that's why, so we just left him." And she was like, "What? This is a child. You don't expect the child to want everything that is good. You have to, like, you know." Okay, I'm getting really passionate about this topic, but you get where I'm going, right? So that's the reason why a lot of African parents really don't want to train their children up here, because when you try to do that in front of Germans, they kind of look at you like, yeah, that's why. Next point is the school system. So the school system in Germany is really, really complicated for an African coming from West Africa. I could speak of, because I know what the school system there is like. And that is because, so this is how it works. And this school system, let me just get very local. This school system, even Germans have a problem with it, because it's really, really, really complicated. Like, oh God, please. Anyway, moving on. So in the school system, you have the kindergarten, all of that, but then they start Grundschule. So Grundschule is what you call in English primary school. Okay, Grundschule lasts for about 4 years. Okay, and for Grundschule, the child should be at least 6 years old. Standard, normal, that works. But after the Grundschule, which is 4 years, comes the next level. So here's the thing. This next level, which in many other countries is referred to as high school or secondary school, like in Nigeria where I'm from, this is split into like 3, 4, 5 levels, or 3, 4, 5 different kind of schools. So from the Grundschule, from the primary school, the child is going to be rated, and that rating will determine at what level or what kind of school they will go into. You get? Okay. So there are this school, there are like three major ones, which is the first one, the gymnasium, the second one, the Realschule, and the third one, the Werkrealschule. Okay? And this is exactly how they are arranged in order of would I use the word importance or sophistication? Maybe that's the word for it. The gymnasium is like the kind of secondary school the children go to. It lasts for about 8 to 9 years, and after which they are able to go to a university to study any course they want in their life. They have the open hand to study anything they want, anything from science to arts, whatever they want to study. Being in the gymnasium and writing the O level, which is called the Abitur, allows them to do that. Okay? Good. Moving down, the next level is called the Realschule. The Realschule is like the second class of the schools, which is kids that are not smart enough to make it to gymnasium will be pushed down to the Realschule. So the Realschule lasts for about 5-6 years or so, less amount of years, but after which they will not be able to write that A-level exam, which is called the Abitur, and because of that, they are not able to study in a university. Do you get? So because of they went through a Realschule, they get to only or mostly have to do an Ausbildung. Now, Ausbildung in German means professional training, and this Ausbildung ranks from nursing to any kind of Ausbildung, every kind of professional training, which is in tech, in engineering, but everything, like I said, outside the university system. Okay? In Nigeria, maybe you might want to compare it to polytechnics or something like that, but it's just a training and not in the university. So you don't come out with a bachelor's, you come out with a certificate to show that you went through that training. Okay, then to the third one. Now the third class students, I could say, are the ones who didn't make it to the gymnasium. They weren't smart enough to make it to the gymnasium, they were not smart enough to make it to the Realschule, and now they have to go to the Werkrealschule. Now this is another Realschule lasting for about 4 or 5 years, depending on actually where it is, and 4, 5 or 6, I'm not really sure. It's really between these brackets and really depends on the state anyway. So this Werkrealschule, they finish it. Remember, they are not able to go to university anymore. They're not able to do very professional Ausbildung, which nursing belongs to, business belongs to, any of these trainings that are kind of sounds nice like IT. No, they won't be able to do any of that. They will have to settle with handwork jobs. So handwork kind of Ausbildungs, like factory working, like it kind of, yeah, what you might want to call menial jobs or something like that. So that's the reason why a lot of parents don't want to let their children train here. But remember, depending on the state you're in, where you are in, there are actually maybe different ways for students who ended up in the Realschule or Werkrealschule to climb back up the ladder and go to a university. There are always those routes, but it means that the child will spend a lot more years trying to achieve that. So they achieve this and then go back to the one on top and achieve the end part, and they go to the, so it's really up and down complicated. A lot of German parents actually think that this has a way of separating their children away from their friends because of IQ levels. It makes their children feel second class when they are going to the Realschule or the Werkrealschule, which I totally understand. I wouldn't want to grow up in that kind of educational system myself. I get it. But on the other hand, it helps the society to be very organized. So even while the child is still in their teenage years, they already have a picture of where they are going to in life. Okay, even though they might not be able to shoot for the stars anymore, but now they can shoot for the roof. I'm not sure how that works, guys. I'm not very happy about it myself, but yeah, that's one of the reasons why parents don't want to train their children here. Over to my third and last reason for this video. So the third one is spanking. If you grew up in an African home, you know that spanking is kind of normal. Okay, spanking on different levels anyway. So we have spanking like you have this kid and your parents are like, oh, There's that one. And there is the little spanking at the butt, like, hey, don't do that. There is a slap on the face, smacking. How dare you do that? So there's all of that kind of spanking. But in Germany, so here's the thing. There's actually, till now, and after the little research I did, even speaking to people, there is not necessarily a law that stops parents from spanking their kids. There is no law that stops parents from spanking their kids. But the problem arises when your child shows up with marks, physical marks on their body, or seems to be mentally drained, or in school and they are not meeting their development goals, or seem to be psychologically thrown back. Okay, so when your children's teachers are able to spot that, then you might have to answer to the government to explain why your child is thrown back or why your child has marks all over their body. Remember, if this should happen, you actually stand the risk of losing your child to the government or losing your child to the home. So that is why African parents who sometimes kind of beat out of anger would rather carry the child to Africa, to Nigeria. Like I know a family who did that. And I know they're watching me. Anyway, so yeah, and yeah, send your children to Nigeria or Africa or whatever African country, home country they are from, and choose to train their children there, so that the children will grow up in an environment where they are guided and they are spanked. Really spanked. Anyways, about spanking, a lot of parents might go free with it if your child is not a talkative, okay? But if your child keeps going to school and talking about how mom spanked them, mommy shouted at them, you're about to get a visit from the social worker. Anyway guys, I've come back to the end of this video. Don't forget the German words of today. It was Die Erziehung, remember? And what's the other one? Yes, Die Erziehungsberechtigten, okay, which is Die Erziehungsberechtigten means what? The legal guardian of a child. Die Erziehung means to train up a child or to educate a child, but that's all it refers to. And the last one, which is Der Erzieher, is the trainer of the parent. Actually refers to the parent who is training the child. And also Der Allein Erzieher, which means the single parent. I know these are kind of a lot for one day, but guys, just practice it again and again. Go back, refer to it, share it around, talk to me, yeah, and we will move on from there. By the way guys, I'm actually looking forward to do Instagram and YouTube lives of just 1 hour, 1 hour of practicing Deutsch as a practicing German. If you're interested in that, let me know in the comment section, or actually let me know on Instagram. I've made a post on Instagram about it, and yeah, actually to see if that's something that interests you. If it does, I'll be so glad to do it. I've been looking forward to doing it, but I'm not sure, yeah, if you guys would love to do that with me. Okay, so guys, till my next video. I'm so excited today, and I know the queen is here. Alright guys, see you guys on my next video. I love you guys and thank you for watching. Bye.